And now to our top story, the Salt Lake lawyer who says that he was mistreated by federal marshals inside a courtroom.
Yes, earlier today I sat down and talked to Marcus Mumford, just back to Salt Lake after he was up in Oregon for weeks working on a case that got national attention.
I said, let's go.
Defense attorney Marcus Mumford on taking the case of Ammon Bundy and co-defendants charged in the Oregon Wildlife Refuge standoff.
There were 7 defendants, which is more defendants than I've had in a case before.
Representing multiple high-profile cases here in Utah, Mumford says he believed he could win this one. A weeks-long trial that put Bundy on the stand and at least 50 witnesses, coming to a close Thursday with an acquittal many considered a surprise.
It wasn't for us. We knew our case from the beginning.
But what he did find shocking was what happened immediately after that ruling.
I'm still struggling with it myself, to tell you the truth.
Mumford was tackled and tasered by federal marshals.
The verdict was read, the jury was excused, and the judge told me and Mr. Bundy, hey, I have no more jurisdiction over you. You're free to go as far as I'm concerned. But the federal marshals might have something to say about it.
But Mumford says the cuffs stayed on Ammon Bundy. He argued Bundy should be set free.
He should go. And if you have papers or authority that shows me otherwise, then present it to me.
The discourse was heated, the judge instructing Mumford to stop yelling.
In the middle of that argument, where I'm making that argument to the court, they all kind of surround me. And I'm like, wait a minute, guys, wait a minute. I think I raised my arms, and then they started to pull them behind my back. And I'm like, no, this is not right. And then they're like, stop resisting arrest. I'm like, what are you talking about?
At that point, he says he was thrown to the ground, his face pushed against the carpet.
I got my hands behind my back at that point, and they got my legs up, almost like in a hog tie type of a situation. And then they start talking about taking out the taser. I'm like, and I think I remember saying something like, no taser, no taser.
But he says they did taser him in the middle of his back and put him behind bars. Something Mumford says was yet another example of federal overreach.
A good friend of mine reached out to me that night and said, you proved your case, and then they proved your case too.
Kind of staying in good spirits today as he talked about it. Mumford was cited with impeding federal officers from doing their job. Again, the exact charges his clients faced. He says he will appear again in Oregon on these charges at the beginning of next year.